So I assume that a lot of times you want to make super hard beats for artists like Future, Moneybagg, and Nardowick, but you kind of start to struggle a little bit, or the beat doesn't actually sound the way you want it, and therefore you go on YouTube to look for dark, proper, heavy shit, but the beat is not actually hitting hard as much as you want it. Well, today, because you clicked in this video, I made it my mission to give you the best dark, heavy trap beat tutorial in FL Studio. If you're ready, let's get into it. Now, for the melody, I've actually set the tempo at 156 BPM, which is very typical for hard beats for artists like Nardowick and Moneybagg. And the first element I use for this melody is a synth pad from Xenology. And one of the secrets when making melodies for these style of beats is to have very but super repetitive melodies. Now at this point, I actually wanted to feel a little bit more the frequencies of this sound, so all I did was to use the same exact sound, but on the second piano roll, I've actually layered down the root note on G5 and G4, and this is the way it sounds now. As you can see, it sounds way more full and with a lot more body. Now at this point, all I did was to render out the pattern. As you can see, the audio clip over here. Once you get to the foundation of the melody, you literally have to play around with the pitching, with some effects, maybe chorus, portal, all these kind of things, which I'm gonna show you. And then after that, I use the alt time, cut out some of the low end with the equalizer, and then stereo separated the sound. And this is the way it sounds now. Proper dark, bro. You see what I'm saying? So after that, all I did was to duplicate the sample over here and make it unique. And then by selecting the stretch mode over here, I've actually reduced the length of the melody like this. And I came up with the sample right here. The proper typical texture layer of the melodies in these kind of beats. Now after doing that, I've actually pitched up the melody even furthermore by selecting the root note on C3. If you didn't know, you can literally pitch up the melodies from the piano roll of the sample. So I put it on C3, which is super high. It sounds like this, bro. It's crazy. Which honestly doesn't even make any kind of sense. So after some processing with the off time, hyper chorus, 3D phaser, stereo enhancer for a little bit of stereo separation, a little bit of compression, another off time, and I cut on the low end like this. This is the way it sounds now. Super dark, man, like, oh my god. And then when you layer it with the sample we had before, this is the way it sounds. Woo! Damn, bro. Once got in here, I've actually added some textures and accents to give you more complexity. So for example, I use this accent right here, which had been highly processed, and I'm gonna show you how. So this is how it sounded before. But then I put a halftime, an EQ, the fruity chorus, the fruity flanger, a little bit of delay, and finally furthermore EQing on the low end. I also took out a little bit of the beginning of the sample, so this is the way it actually sounds. It's a very subtle element, but bro, it's really on point. Now there's also this other texture. And finally I added another accent. And in this case, I use the halftime, EQ for the low end, fruity chorus, some delay as well, reverb with Valhalla Vintage, the halftime again, and another EQ. And this is the way the melody actually sounds with all of the textures and accents. As you can see, bro, we really have that dark feeling on the melody. Hey, shout out to my man J Soul for the accents, because they are fire. If you want to check them out, link down below in the description. Now at this point, I actually wanted to add something like a bass or a raise bass, so I want to use again the same pad that we used at the beginning from Xenology. And as you can see, I put a super low note on A#2 so that I can actually give more body to the melody. So once I added the bass to the melody, all I did was to render it out, and the next thing that I actually did was to pitch it up, and this is the way it sounds now. Man, you already know how we coming. You feel me? Hey, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, yeah, make sure to do it right down now, bro. This thing is cold. And one thing I would suggest doing when making the arrangement of the melody is to actually pitch up some sounds in different parts of the melody. For example, on the last 8 bars, this sound here had been pitched up 12 semitones. Originally, it sounded like this, which is the very first foundation of the melody, but because I wanted to give you more variation on the final part of the melody, I wanted to pitch it up. Alright, for the drums, bro, we're actually gonna stick to the same tempo of the melody, so 156. And one thing that I forgot to say about this melody, bro, is that I literally made it the other day that I was going to Paris on the flight. So, bro, this is a golden melody on the flight. That's the reason why I call it Skyline, bro. I'm another G. Of Of course, bro. Let's get into it. All right, let's hop into my upcoming trap drum kit. I'm gonna look for a hi-hat. This one is going crazy. Another tip that I will give you is to actually try pitching up or pitching down whatever drum you want to use, especially with the hi-hats and the snare. Now let's choose an 808. And now we're gonna make a simple but effective piano roll for the 808. You see what I'm saying, bro? Always make sure that you put the 808 on cut itself. Bro, that's fire. Very simple pattern, but as you can see, effective. And then on the next 8 bars, we're gonna give it a little bit of variation. Very simple, bro. You don't need to do anything too crazy. I feel like reducing a little bit of the tail of the 808 so that we have more bounce. So once you got to this point, it's literally all about perks. Yeah, man, let's go. Duplicate this. I'm also gonna put a bell. This one's gonna go for sure. Damn, this one was actually nasty. Oh my god. Damn, son. Bro, this bit, it is fire, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, I'm gonna do a little bit of arrangement and then I'm gonna let you listen to the full thing. Yeah. Alright, broski, thanks a lot for watching today's video. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, bro. And if you're yet to be subscribed to the channel, make sure to do it right there now. Follow me on Instagram at Stepuz. And bro, I'm gonna let you listen to the full thing and I'm gonna see you on the next time. Yeah.